they're saying it's your regular jailhouse hit. But that ain't normal, man. They're saying one of the dudes' name is Ghost. Damn, that was quick. Boys really getting back from Fulio without a gun. Who says they're paying people in there to do it?
We need to streamline our morning routine to avoid the 9 a.m. bottleneck on the toaster. It's delaying our homeschool start times and negatively impacting our time for learning daily.
Some people are saying it's cat, right? Where's the evidence? Some of them dudes just got there. This is the thing. It's crazy to think, but it's like if they're just in their life without possibility of parole, how hard is it for some Fulio's friends to get in touch with other people in that jail and just say, look, we're filling your commissary if you just make this happen. And you've got other dudes in there doing life without the possibility of parole, so you might as well, I'm not condoning it, but you might as well, if you were in there and you're alive without possibility of parole, what is committing another murder inside there? That's not really a big, you've not really got anything to lose at that point. Not condoning it, but I'm just saying that's probably the mindset. I'm saying how true is that? I feel like it's fake. People don't believe it. Anyone dead? They're saying, Fulio, shit getting real now. Top folks and goofy are going to make it 80K and even respected anywhere but in their circle. Listen, I bet Sean, he wishes he'd never tried to be a gangster. So, bro, you read my mind. I swear I was going to say the same thing. I know he regret this stuff so bad. Dude had a great life, loving family, money, and more. He's so damn stupid. I know he cried every night. So, what are the chances that both of them get stabbed at different prisons on the same day? This has to be cat. They think the shit Breaking Bad or something. As if they think they got hit 2 different places in 2 minutes, my friend. Like Breaking Bad. The thing is, it might have just been the news just got out, but this might have happened a while ago, then separately. So that kind of shit, people in prisons 80K them. They ain't really got as many people up in ropes on that. Patrol 1,200 dudes tied in. They're most definitely poking about 6. Athme, Bottom, and 45th, all up and down the coast, not to mention people that's been down before the war. Starting the 1st, 45th Rico. That boy was hated, but it's love there for sure. So it's Carl, they do regular jailhouse hits for commissary or red law. It's different types of hoods and gangs in prison. They don't run that big, especially in a Florida prison. So they're not doing that for Fulio, they're doing it for commissary or red. Somebody definitely made a call to get it done though. So at the end of the day, he's a full man. People got family and friends on the road in real time. Before 80K was to a lot of it, especially 1,245 members. Even me and them, I swear, 9 to 5. Even me and I swear, 9 to 5. So, what else we seeing? It says, I doubt Sean got stabbed and I deleted the post. He probably got the wrong info and it was Ghost instead. Typical YNR behaviour, false claiming. Some people saying this never happened. They're saying Sean got toughened up now, boy. Saying play. I knew somebody was going to get on his ass. I bet he thought he was so cool sitting in that car with Ghost and Davey on. He wanted to impress him so bad. And now look. I never forget the dumbass picture of him at the club with that goofy ass smile on his face and the white boy hairstyle. He thought real life was a video game. First thing they're going to do is run to the net. Now, if they both shake back, it's going to be hard to get up with them because for real, they made it hot. Right? They're trying to turn Ghost into a ghost. It's crazy. It's supposed to be Ghost that got stabbed, but I don't think it's true because Scotty been there for months and didn't get stabbed, so why ain't nothing happened to him? Since Scotty ain't killed Fulio, though, he was copping police to Fulio's brother.
What happened? Another one? Watch you talk shit about me. I'm gonna go down and get mine in a second.
Don't get it. Don't go down.
I wanna see if I get a T.
You get a what?
A T, a T.
What type of tea?
Kill confirmed.
Um,
Collect dog tags for basic.
it depends. I like the green tea, black tea,
Incoming
lemon,
SR2.
honey,
Get
lemon,
cover.
ginger.
Kill confirmed. Enemy mortar fire incoming. Fall back. Out of ammo. Enemy recon aircraft observed. I'm reloading. They're moving. Enemy recon aircraft observed. Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover. Kill confirmed. Damn it! I'm out! Kill denied. He's hit! He's hit! Our advance failed. Pull back to the MLR. Enemy control the zone. Domination. Remember your trade. Closing the door. Curing Baker. Enemy mortar fire incoming. Clear the target zone. Capturing Baker. Enemy recon aircraft observed. Enemy strafing run incoming. Get to cover. Closing the neighbor. Baker locked down. Diesel bombs ready. Dug in and able. Fire in the hole. Taking Baker. Baker's overrun. Curing Baker. Enemy recon aircraft observed. Closing with Baker. Baker is ours. Capturing Baker. Taking Baker. Capturing Baker. He's on bomb mission underway. Taking Baker. Dropping A's on bomb. They're taking Able. Recon searching for target. Capturing Baker. Recon aloft. Eyes in the sky. Baker's overrun. Fighter pilot inbound. Strafing the target. Enemy recon aircraft observed. Curing Baker. Fighter strike inbound. Find cover. Baker is down. They're taking Baker. They're taking Baker. They're capturing Baker. They're taking Baker. Incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover. Capturing Charlie. Recon aloft. Have eyes in the sky. They're taking Able. All positions secure. They're capturing Able. Recon aloft. Have eyes in the sky. Enemy contact at Charlie. Lost C. Taking Baker. Taking Baker. Recon aloft. We have eyes in the sky. We have the lead. Baker lost. Enemy recon aircraft observed. Baker is ours. They're taking Baker. They're taking Able. Counter recon aloft. Engaging enemy recon searching for targets. Enemy capturing Able. Capturing Baker. They're taking Baker. Counter recon airborne. They're capturing Baker. I'm reloading. He's on bomb mission underway. Nice work, soldier.
Advance and take position. Enemy recon aircraft in the air. Stay wary. Pick your shots. Enemy recon aircraft in the air. Enemy recon aircraft in the air. Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover.
Wow, it's your best friend.
Da bewegt sich was! Festgenagelt!
My phone is going to turn off. Let's turn off.
I like your nose. You got a cute nose.
Gustav, front deck! Der weiße Windfeld! Ich glaub, den hat's erwischt! Gehen wir!
Enemy flamethrower on the battlefield.
Move by the farmhouse! Keine Munition mehr! Scharfschütze! Vorsicht! Retten Sie Gustav!
Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover.
Hab das Schwein!
Enemy recon aircraft in the air.
Tossing grenade! Mine platziert! Move into the forest! Move the right way!
Keep this up and you will find yourself on the Eastern Front.
always have box office draw. And I think it just comes down to the strength of that first movie. Welcome back to the WW2 channel. If you don't know, I started off this year with my Alien franchise retrospective, over 3 videos, and after this it'll all culminate in one video on the 2 Alien vs. Predator movies. Unlike Alien, I realized outside of that first Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, I had actually ever sat down and watched most of the Predator standalone films that exist. So I'm sure, like some of you, the insane directions this franchise goes in will be completely new to me, for better and for worse. But I think that's enough preamble. Grab a drink and, of course, some jujubes, and let's drop in. In 1987, Arnold Schwarzenegger ruled the world. He was an action star in a way that there aren't really action stars anymore, unless you count Tom Cruise, of course, which I do. It didn't matter what the movie was, or what it was called, or what character he was playing in it. All you needed was a poster with him on it holding a gun, and everyone would flock to the movie theaters. These old Arnold posters kind of crack me up. It kind of reminds me of how they sell Stephen King books nowadays, where it's just his name twice as big as the book's actual name, because the name of the book just doesn't matter. The name of the movie doesn't matter. All you need to see is Schwarzenegger. This movie begins with Arnold showing up to a military base in Central America, where he meets up with Carl Weathers. And we get possibly the most iconic shot of the franchise right off the bat. Dutch and Dylan grasp each other's hands and flex their sweaty biceps as a competition of strength. This film is wholeheartedly an over-the-top satire of the hyper-masculinity of the 80s. It's so campy and it's so fun and funny. The CIA got to pushing too many pencils. But that also doesn't make it any less genuinely badass. Jason Staten's physique is nothing like the lineup in Predator. And him saying, "You son of a bitch." You son of a bitch. Is one of the greatest line reads of all time. The setup for this film is that a cabinet minister was shot down and kidnapped in the jungle, and Dutch and his team are sent out to rescue them. The team is a crack squad of specialists and muscle-bound jugheads with miniguns. Jesse Ventura is here in a cowboy hat, and he's just utterly insane. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. I love this scene with them all in the helicopter where it just introduces all these characters and you learn like one little thing about them just from how they speak to each other. But after they land, they come across what I can only describe as some jelly men in the forest, because it's the Predator's habit to leave behind the skinned bodies of his prey. And I do want to say that the jungle and atmosphere in this film is top-notch. They shot this on location in the Mexican jungle near Puerto Vallarta, and I know they didn't exactly have a volume in the 80s, so filming on location was basically a necessity, but to say that it paid off would be an understatement. This is head and shoulders the best looking Predator movie that has ever been made, and I don't think any of the others even really come close. Everything is so tactile and immersive. You feel the heat of the jungle and the insects biting at them, and the mugginess in the air. And it's so full of color. The jungle is green and blood is bright red. I don't know what happened to color grading, but if this exact movie was remade in 2026, you know it would look like this. Just washed out blue-gray. You know, just that Netflix color palette. This paramilitary squad might be getting hunted down and abused by a brutal creature in the forest, but you're getting abused by something even more dastardly as we speak. Bad web browser design. Opera is the most useful browser for video streaming. You have your favorite YouTube and Twitch content right at your fingertips, with content viewable directly in the sidebar. Or use the pop-out feature to detach and move the video anywhere you want, even outside the browser. Now you can multitask by watching content and browsing the web at the same time. With Opera, you can also boost the sound of music and videos up to 500%. I hate being relegated to bad audio when a video is posted with low mixing, or if I'm just using my old laptop with bad speakers and keeps yelling at me that the volume I'm listening at is unhealthy. Opera gives you the full freedom of audio options that I couldn't get with my old browser. One of my favorite features of Opera is the dark mode. Dark modes eliminate
eye strain, which is something necessary for people like me that spend every waking moment of every single day staring at the computer screen. They also have adjustable UI colors and keyboard sound, so you can totally customize the browser to your own personal styles. What are you waiting for? You can download Opera today by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you so much to Opera for sponsoring this video. Now back to the video. When we get to the village where the hostages are being held, we get our first action scene. And the only way I can describe the action in this film is that it's full-blown maximalism. Every structure must be exploded. Every person must be shot, not once, but 600 times, and then exploded. I love at the end of the scene where Arnold goes, I'm sorry, if there was another hostage, they would have been atomized by now. I've detonated every single square inch of this entire place. And I have to mention my all-time favorite action movie one-liner. Yeah! Stick around. Things aren't what they seem to be when Dutch finds out that his team was set up. I give flowers to Carl Weathers, who's really great in this movie. He delivers his lines with so much sincerity and gravitas. And the way he plays off Arnold, who of course sounds like this, is so funny, but somehow it just works. We don't actually get our first encounter with the Predator until 45 minutes into the movie, which I love. Show some patience and some confidence in your movie, and make us wait for it, so that when it happens, it feels so much more significant. In one fell swoop, the Predator takes down 2 of our characters and then disappears again. And we see those traditional symbols of masculinity, like massive guns, are no match and are just the wrong approach for dealing with this creature. I love when one character is spraying bullets into the woods, so Arnold and the other guys show up and just start spraying bullets too, no questions asked. They nailed everything about the Predator design on their first attempt. They did the classic silhouette with the mask, the alien face with the mandibles underneath the mask, the twin arm blades, and the shoulder cannon. I mean, they really haven't iterated on this at all since this first movie. I also enjoyed the addition of the character Anna in this film. She's the only female character in the movie, and she makes it out because she never carries a weapon, and thus the Predator never targets her. She also has a great monologue about the demon that stalks the jungle during the hottest summer. They attempt to set up traps and take this thing down, but as we go, each of Dutch's team members gets systematically taken out until it's only Arnold and Anna left. He tells her to... and Arnold makes his last stand after leaping off like a 60-foot cliff. This stunt is amazing to me. And this is just great stuff. This is such a simple movie, but they just give the audience everything you could possibly want from a movie like this. But this leads to Arnold getting covered in mud and realizing that this makes him invisible to the infrared vision of the Predator. Is this a little ridiculous? I mean, of course. Is a little layer of mud really going to make him invisible? Like, he doesn't even have anyone there to do his back. I mean, yeah, you can clown on it and you can cinema sins it if you want. I think this works perfectly fine for the rules set up within the film, and I'm willing to suspend my disbelief. It is pretty funny, though, to me later on when he's making his traps and working by firelight. Like, this wouldn't draw the Predator to him, but whatever. So he tries a new approach to taking down this creature, and that's becoming Tarzan. He uses strategy and Home Alone methods to eventually outsmart the Predator. And this sequence is amazing. I love how even though it's a night scene, you can still see everything. And one of my absolute favorite shots is when everything is completely in silhouette except for Arnold's eyes. It's so good. Apparently to film this sequence, he spent 3 weeks covered in mud and swimming around in cold water, while Kevin Peter Hall, the actor who wore the Predator costume, was wading around in leech-filled swamp water while wearing a mask he couldn't see out of. Also, the entire cast and crew apparently got diarrhea. And that's how you make a movie, baby. In the end, Dutch defeats the Predator. And with everything we know about the Predator and their customs, I was kind of expecting him to give Dutch like some kind of trophy as a sign of respect for defeating him, but the Predator starts a countdown on a bomb that's meant to take both him and Arnold down with him. He also starts diabolically laughing. But one of the coolest details that they actually added in is that earlier in the film, you can see the exact moment the Predator actually recorded the audio of Billy laughing, and then he replays it at the end. It's amazing that they added that in and were that detail-oriented with things. This is genuinely an incredible movie. I wish I could say that anything after this really even comes close. I mean, we'll see, but I don't know. Well, let's find out with our next film, the 1990 follow-up, Predator 2. This is what's at stake. Oh my god! The most insane movies I've ever seen in my life. In only the second film of this franchise, they decided to take the Predator from the jungles of Central America to the streets of Los Angeles. And it's also a war-torn, almost dystopian version where bullets and gangs just run around shooting each other at all times. So the Friday the 13th franchise, 8 movies until they took Jason to Manhattan. With the urban mix-up in only the second film, in Predator 2, we follow Danny Glover as a detective who doesn't quite do things by the book. He plays by his own rules. And I tell you that Danny Glover never stops yelling in this movie. I really didn't really accept it. He yelled all of his lines in the opening scene, and then in the next scene, he begins whispering all of his lines. Because I genuinely think he lost his
Domination!
Take down and now the Scorpion. And the Predator is there.
Remember your training. Make us proud.
After this, the feds show up. It's really just black jacket, khakis gang. And they show up federal agents.
Enemy controls A.
Their outfits have to be so coordinated. Danny Glover does not take kindly to the better task force. He makes it fair.
Train Beta. Enemy has Kaiser. Taking A.
Members of this task are Bill and Gary Busey, who's playing the leader of the federal task force.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air.
Predator was still active in the city, though. His first hunt is in his high where he takes down the deer and takes him to the posse. Inside that is the look of LA, especially at night.
Enemy pilot.
And there's some pretty creative editing.
Securing Beta.
There are so many awkward line reads and Katie are
Incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover.
to the room.
Enemy mortar fire. Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover.
Can't stop thinking about cases awkward.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air. Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover.
It's striking.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air. Taking B.
So Danny Glover looks around as the camera with her hands, and they play the same sound.
Incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover. Enemy mortar fire incoming. Forward. Capture the air. Incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover.
And I do know about saying that.
Recon airborne. Losing objective aircraft. Recon airborne. Losing objective Anton. Enemy taking B. Enemy contact at Anton. Losing objective aircraft. Anton is lost. Enemy capturing aircraft. Enemy taking B. Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover. Domination! Move out and take position. Hostile inbound. Taking C. Paratroopers descending. D captured. Enemy controls A. Capturing Anton. Losing objective aircraft. Enemy mortar fire incoming. Forward! Losing objective aircraft. Low altitude bomber inbound. Dropping incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover. Losing objective aircraft. Enemy paratroopers in the sky. Enemy controls C. air. Enemy strafing run inbound. Fall back. Closing left. Enemy capturing Beta. Losing objective Beta. Sky. Enemy taking C. Beta is overrun. Doing Beta. Enemy recon area in the air. Aircraft in the air. Taking B. Recon aircraft searching for targets. Delta is ours. Enemy taking B. Capturing Echo. Enemy taking C. Enemy capturing Delta. Enemy contact at Cave. Delta is overrun. Taking B. Capturing Delta. Enemy contact at Cave. Enemy capturing Delta. Enemy taking C. Losing objective Anton. This is futile. Pull out and regroup. Move out. Eliminate the enemy. Stay wary. Pick your shots. We're breaking their backs. explosives ready. Counterintelligence aircraft ready. Counter recon is airborne. Engaging enemy aircraft. Recon airborne. Searching for targets. Recon airborne. Searching for targets. Light them up. Counter-recon flight concluded. Returning to airfield. Recon flight concluded. Great work. They are in full retreat.